Hello and welcome to the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast, where we are here to make you laugh or cry.
No tears. We have an awesome episode coming up. Stay tuned for we catch up with our yays and nays and some of the funny things our kids have done. We are talking parents in the news and some funny news stories. We've got...
Parenting adjacent, it's not really.
They're fun. They make you laugh. We have answers to the questions of what has your kid lied about, and we are back to the confessional with some confessions from parents of some things that have not quite gone right in their parenting journey to make you feel better, to make you laugh, and...
Let's go.
Are you about to vomit or do you need a sandwich? It's so tricky.
Get in your Holden and he calls it a Lamborghini. Great. Done. Another episode.
We are here. It's week 3 of school in Australia. Valentine's Day this week.
Oh yeah, what are we doing? Are we doing anything?
I don't know.
I haven't planned anything.
We have 3 little kids. Who knows what we're doing? We haven't done anything romantic.
We've never done Valentine's Day though.
Well, yeah, we have.
Not really. It's never been a huge thing.
Yes, no over-the-top huge gestures.
No,
but
it's not like, will you be my Valentine and do all this crap? Like, bleh. Anyway.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a way to start.
So that'll be my nay next week.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Your nay next week, maybe you're sleeping on the couch because you forgot about Valentine's Day.
Nah.
You might actually get a better night's sleep on the couch than in bed with all of our kids anyway.
Supermarket flowers should be right. Let's go.
Oh, geez. Bar is very low.
I could do petrol station flowers.
Okay, let's do our yay or nay. We'll catch up from the week. So my yay... And the reason I want to jump straight into this is because my yay is just an absolute hilarious moment that I had yesterday, and it has killed me not to tell you about it, but I wanted to tell you about it on the podcast.
Okay.
So I took the kids to the shops yesterday, and I don't normally take them to the butcher or places like that because it's just a nightmare with all 3, especially the middle child. He's 3. He just, even middle of the shops yesterday, just grabbed the trolley and started trying to run off with it. It was honestly a nightmare, and it was chaos. And of course, because the baby, the 18-month-old, is in the trolley, he's like running off with his younger brother, slamming into almost other people. Anyway,
he's a 3-year-old boy. Logic doesn't exist. Continue.
Anyway, so yesterday was the first date that I took them to the butcher we normally go to, and that butcher on the front, it has big animal, like it's a big sign across the front of the shop, and it's got big animals. It's got a big pig, a big cow, a big chicken, lamb, like really big animal signs. And so we get there, and like I didn't say we're going, I just said we're going to the shops. Mummy needs to get some things. We get there, we walk inside. We're inside for about a total of 30 seconds, and he looked at me really confused, and he's like, Mummy, where are the animals?
Oh, they're there, buddy.
And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, where are the animals? Where's the chicken? And I'm like,
they are there.
Oh boy.
Nice and juicy looking.
I was like, this isn't the zoo, Hartley. This isn't a place where you get to see the animals.
Not a farm shop.
And thankfully he was just happy with this isn't a zoo like that. I didn't have to go into this packet of mints is the cow.
When you eat chicken, it's actually a chicken. Anyway.
So that's going to be fun when he gets older and actually starts to connect those dots. But anyway, that was my yay. My nay, was last week. My yay was how good I was doing. We're back to school. Everyone had uniforms ready, lunches ready, like everything was organised. I got so cocky. The wheels have fallen off.
We all knew they would.
Friday, I forgot about library day, so she didn't get to return her books because they got left at home, so then she couldn't get new books, and so she was really upset. I've been like really late to all of my pickups the last week, to the point that I was actually on time yesterday, and she was so confused why I was there with all the other parents because she's used to waiting longer. And we're back to tuckshop already. It's only Tuesday this week, and I'm like, you're getting tuckshop today.
I even bought bread last night.
I know, but I just didn't have all the other things, and we used the bread last night. They ate so much bread last night. I think they're growth spurting the amount of food that they're eating.
I don't know.
That's like next level. Like she ate her whole dinner. She ate half of her brother's dinner. Then she had 3 Anzac biscuits, a slice of cheese, a yogurt, and then was still like, Mummy, I'm hungry.
Great.
Like, what are yours? What's your week been like?
It's been a week. We're talking about parenting?
Yeah.
It's just been a week. Putting the 6-year-old to sleep. Very long process.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've
got
talked
an
about before.
anti-sleeper.
We've talked about it before. I can't do it. Close your eyes. I can't.
It's boring.
No, she doesn't do the boring.
Oh, she tells me it's too boring. I was like,
she just goes, they just open back up. I'm like, well, mate, you're the boss. Shut your eyes, keep them shut. I can't. I don't know how to.
This is feeling very Nay-like. Was this meant to? Oh, this is your Nay.
Well, sort of. Anyway, one of the many conversations we had in that going to sleep process was the fact that she doesn't ever want to grow up and leave home. So
is that your yay? She just loves us
so
much.
I don't know if it's a yay or a nay. It's just a thing that happened.
Oh, I love this these ages because they love us.
It's more just because she's
aware.
afraid of like losing us and not being able to find us ever again. She's too scared of that. But
I am acutely aware that this may not last all through teenagerhood, but it's really nice to be at the age where they just love us so much that they can't imagine ever leaving us.
It will not last through teenagehood. Don't even be optimistic about it.
She asked me the other day, she's like, can I live with you forever? And I said to her, absolutely, but you may find that when you grow up, you don't want to live with us, but our home is always open for you. We love you.
You won't want to, kid. Although, mind you, the way cost of living's going,
yeah,
you may have to. No, my nay, this is a big nay, was this morning. Swimming lessons.
We always record this episode after swimming lessons, so I feel like you get a lot of swimming lesson content, a lot of stories.
Our 3-year-old, he's a little bit sensory and a little bit routine-y.
Yes, he likes things to be the way they're meant to be.
And so he's had a growth spurt, very much so. But his boardies don't fit him anymore. Like, you can't even do the Velcro up.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
had to go buy him some
way
new
too
ones.
tight. Anyway, Becca went and bought some new ones. They were not the right ones. They weren't the same type of pants, same type of material, same type of anything. Anyway, so he thinks because they're not the same, they're not swimming pants. So we put them on and then he realised, wait, I'm hopping in the pool. I need to take these off to go swimming. I'm like, no, mate, they're your swimming pants. He's like, no, they're not. Cue a 10 to 15 minute meltdown in the middle of the swimming lesson place.
So he got half a swimming lesson because he was freaking out about his pants.
But it was just like, I'm not putting my goggles on. I'm not getting in the pool. I'm not doing anything. And I ended up just having to drag him over to the pool and drop him in. And this teacher just took him.
Yep.
Thankfully, he was the only one in the class. This poor teacher just had to sit there awkwardly in the pool, just like, I'll just wait. And then
he snapped out of it.
He slowly got distracted by toys and things, but he was in a mood for the whole swimming lesson.
I wonder where he gets his moods from and his aversion to change. I love when your nays are stories about our kids replicating your behaviour. You may not melt down and scream like that, but you have the same internal response.
Oh no, I do inside. I just don't externally express it anymore. I don't want to talk about it.
I bet you had all the patience in the world this morning.
I think it's time for your... No, I didn't. I think it's time for your random ass facts.
Oh, parents in the news. I've just got 2 short stories today.
So are these parenting adjacent or are these actual parenting?
I don't know. We will get into it and you'll just see.
A 13-year-old boy. So this is probably going to be parenting adjacent because he won't be a parent.
No, but it's like funny kids, funny parents.
I'm going to suck on a lollipop while you do this.
Okay, sure. A 13-year-old boy was arrested by police at a hospital following reports of him impersonating a doctor. He was wearing scrubs and had a fake ID. He was initially arrested but later dealt with by means of words of advice.
Wait. Someone fell for a 13-year-old impersonating a doctor?
Well, I don't know if they fell for it, but they had to call someone. And who do you call if you don't know who the parents are? It's like, hey, there's someone here pretending to be a doctor. Full Doogie Howser. Like,
What country was this?
In the States.
Rest my case. Sorry, but
I mean,
only in America.
I mean, that might be some medical advice you could afford, but in America.
free.
I wonder what was going through the kid's head. Like, he was prepared. He had scrubs and a fake ID.
He would have just found it somewhere. Like, you know how you see in
That's
TV shows,
amazing.
they just see them hanging up and you just whack it
If
on.
he goes on to be a doctor, that is like the story that you tell at graduation and the story that comes up all through every career milestone. Remember the time that you tried to fake being a doctor when you were 13? I always think of the parents in these stories, and that's why they come into Parents in the News, because I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine getting that phone call from the police. Your son's here, like, dressed up as a doctor, pretending to be a doctor. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Anyway.
Yeah, that's more the question. Where are the parents in this whole scenario?
Who knows?
Anyway. Next.
So next is parenting adjacent, but we have...
These rules are really loose.
We have the last few weeks been whinging about the kids in our bed. Mm-hmm. This takes go from kids in the bed to imagine this. Mm-hmm. Guest finds seal sleeping in her hotel room in the Netherlands. The hotel had rooms right on the beach, and the guest took her dog for a walk and accidentally left the door open that allowed the seal to slip in, and he had gone to sleep in her room. The seal was reportedly quite grumpy, being woken up and removed.
It's just found the comfiest rock ever.
It's like, this is awesome.
And aircon and TV.
But you whinge about having the kids in her bed. Imagine going in and seeing a seal in your room. You're not meant to be in here.
It's like when I was in Africa. They made you shut and lock your veranda doors at night because the hippos wanted the hotel. And they had a few points where people left their doors open and a hippo walks into a hotel room.
Could you imagine walking in and being like, oh hello.
Imagine leaving the veranda door and you go in the bathroom. You can go to open the bathroom and you're like, oh.
Oopsies. Yeah. So I thought they were fun.
Nice.
Speaking of fun, I put a question out on social media this week and said, send us the funniest lies that your kids have told. So we've done the opposite before. We've done what are the funny lies you've told your kids. This time I was like, okay, no, what have your kids tried to pass off? And oh my gosh, I'm going to start with this one. This one sets up how good kids' imaginations can be and the things that they can talk about and tell their teachers.
We already know it, but yep, continue.
My 6-year-old son has an entire imaginary family that he made up, which he confidently and enthusiastically tells other people about. He will tell them how his dad has a Lamborghini and how he has 6 dogs, how his mum has blue hair and she's really mean, so he punches her in the face, and how he killed his grandmother because she was really annoying and his grandfather died because he got hit by a car. His preschool actually had to talk to me at one point because they were really concerned, but he just made it all up. To be clear, I do not have blue hair. His father does not have a sports car, nor do we have any dogs, and his grandparents on my side are alive and well, and his father's parents passed before he was born. Weirdest lie ever. It makes us laugh sometimes though, because he will tell us about this ridiculous family and his adventures. Maybe he'll write novels or make movies when he grows up. And then following up in the comments the next day, today he told us one of his dogs ran away and his dad bought him 2 new cars because he's that rich, and that's what rich people do apparently. They buy their 6-year-olds expensive cars.
I wish.
Oh, so
He's
creative.
just living his dream life.
I mean...
He's just living his best life. Don't get up him.
Imaginary friends, imaginary family.
Get in your Holden and he calls it a Lamborghini. Great. Done. I think that's a winner.
Oh, man. Except for the, I punched my mum in the face and I killed my grandma, ooh.
Yeah.
I hope that's not working out any, inner feelings and trauma. In the
hey, Grandma.
family.
When's Grandma coming to visit next?
Oh, my gosh.
All
right, we got a few of these, so we might one for one. You read the next one.
What?
I said we got a few of these, so you read the next one.
Long story short, they had an accident at school. He didn't want the teacher to know, so he hid his underwear behind the S-bend. Getting cleaned up, he told the teacher, my dad doesn't put undies on me. Boy, did I get an earful from the teacher when I picked him up. Lo and behold, cleaner finds them overnight, and I was off the hook.
You imagine your kid telling the teacher, I'm not allowed to wear undies.
I just don't wear undies.
Yeah. Dad doesn't let me wear undies. He doesn't give me undies.
We're too poor. He spent it on his Lamborghini instead.
right, this one. My kid would tell people his grandmother grew up in a boot. He learnt the rhyme of the old woman who lives in the shoe at the same time as he learnt that Italy, where his grandmother grew up, is shaped
boot.
like a boot. So now he tells everyone she grew up in a boot.
Nice.
I love the mind of kids.
Nice. I mean, Italy, yeah.
Yeah, I see the connection.
Dad, I want a supercomputer in my bedroom for gaming. Turned out to be Bitcoin mining at 14 years old. He gave it up because he heard me getting blamed for the household's high electricity bills. Yeah.
I mean, if he was successful and wanted to like contribute the money to the family income, cover the energy bills. I don't know anything about Bitcoin mining, so I don't know if that's good or bad for a 14-year-old to be doing, but it seems pretty smart.
It's just a thing you can do.
Seems like a smart kid. He's going places. Here's another older one. At 15, our kid tried to convince us he still believes in Santa because he thought if he believed in Santa, he'd get extra presents at Christmas.
Valid.
Good try, kid.
Where's the Santa presents? I mean, that's valid to me.
That's another, like, watch out for him when he gets older. Oh, my gosh.
I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think it's valid.
Sure. Well, babe, I believe in Santa.
Well, it's Valentine's Day, so...
I believe in Cupid.
Santa doesn't do Valentine's Day.
Cupid, then.
So...
Send me all the flowers. Look, you've had this as a reminder on public record that you know Valentine's Day is coming up. So just putting it out there, you actually don't have any excuses now. All right, next one.
My son told all his friends in primary school I was in a band. I can't even play the tambourine.
Imagine getting invited by the teacher. Hey, do you want to come play at school? It's like, oh, no, you don't want that.
What sort of band? Yeah, fun.
My kid said that an elephant came in and probably ate the biscuits and hid the iPad pen. I'm in Australia. No elephants. Actually, that elephant was quite mischievous for quite some time.
Bloody elephants.
Oh, the imaginations. That's a tricky one because, like, really you don't want your kid lying and you want to discipline, but at the same time, that's so damn cute.
It's very clever. Yeah, it wasn't me. It was the elephant.
Oh, it was the elephant.
The elephant next door. Look, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room.
One more.
When my son was little, he told the whole school that his nanny was having dinner with Guy Sebastian. Not quite. She was going to his concert and had mistakenly said, Nanny's going to see Guy Sebastian tonight. Valid.
Yeah, I see.
I convinced your sister I knew Bear Grylls.
Oh, really?
Don't you remember that?
No.
At the dinner table when we were dating.
She would have been 14 then, or 13.
Yeah, 13, 14.
Oh, you're such a mean big brother.
I changed. It wasn't brother then. Changed
almost.
Your brother's contact name in my phone
that's
to Bear
right.
Grylls.
And then you had him in on it.
Yeah, and had him in on it. And I can't remember how I even convinced her that I knew him, but I don't know. It's pretty funny. I was back in his heyday when he was like the go-to guy.
Kids are great. We love these stories. Send us your funny stories and the lies your kids tell because honestly.
Anywho, what do you got? Confessionals?
Yeah, let's head into the confessional. All right, well, this confessional is coming off the back of one of the confessions we shared a little while ago of a parent who not forgot. Their child broke their collarbone, but they didn't believe that they were in that much pain, thought they were faking it. They weren't sure. The kid was on and off, sometimes complaining, other times perfectly fine. And it wasn't until a few weeks later that they got it followed up and were like, oh, you broke your collarbone.
If your kid's got a good pain threshold, you can't tell. Like,
kids are so hard to tell.
Our middle kid has a good, well, actually both boys have really good pain thresholds and they make up for their sister who has no pain threshold.
Yeah.
They'll put teeth through lips and crap and have a little cry and then go, okay, I'm good, and run off and play. And you go, mate, your lip's still pouring with blood. Like, no.
Yeah. And then you get the opposite end of the spectrum where you get kids that will cry over everything and anything. And it's like, you've got to try and work out. It's so hard as a parent. You're constantly trying to work out, is this serious? Like, you can't just run to the hospital every time they fall over. But also you want to try and make sure that you're looking after your kid. You love your kids. So we had a lot of people being like, you can't, like, don't glorify parents not looking after their kids off the back of that confession. And lots of, like, copping lots of flack for what a crap mum and what an awful. And actually, no, because off the back of that, we also got so many stories telling almost the exact same story, including one of my family members who fessed up that when I was 6 and broke my leg, my parents didn't take me to the doctor for for a day at least. Because again, I was quite a dramatic child and would cry about everything.
But you have a very good pain threshold.
And have a very good pain threshold. And it wasn't until the next day when Dad was realising that I still wasn't walking and still wanted to be carried that he was like, might take you to the doctors. And like, it's a legit hard thing. And so, but off the back of that, obviously we got lots of stories in. And like, for the record, to clarify, if we ever thought any of these confessions of like, I didn't take my kid to the doctor were like intentional, I don't want to look after my kid, I don't love my kid, we'd never share those because that is terrible parenting. It's the when we've made a mistake and we've stuffed up and it's the mum guilt or the dad guilt. Yes?
I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah.
You don't have to justify yourself to keyboard warriors. So let's just get going.
Okay. Anyway.
Doesn't matter. They're not worth it.
The internet. Well, that's what we're here for, though, because parents cop it so bad on the internet sometimes. And it's like, actually, we all do this. We're all in this boat. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and read this.
Don't give the keyboard warriors.
All right. So here's a sample of some of the stories that we got off the back of that, just so that you understand that this is a normal part of life. Do I have a confession for you? We went to the trampoline park as a treat before catching a plane flight south for holidays. My 6-year-old was jumping and a bigger boy double bounced him. Being quite a delicate child, I brought him a frozen slushie thinking that would stop him crying, and it did until he wanted to be carried. We boarded the plane, flew 5 hours without even a Panadol to settle him, and he slept the whole entire plane ride. When arriving in Queensland, we then had a 3-hour car ride where he didn't complain once. Fast forward, he started needing pain relief, so we went to the chemist. Living remote, you forget that doctors open after hours, and the kind lady suggested we might have just enough time to catch someone before they closed. It was about 8:30 p.m. at this stage, and less than 5 minutes from entering the doctor's office, we were sent to emergency to have a cast for 10 weeks. He'd snapped a bone in his leg just under his knee. Being too small for crutches, we used a stroller and wheeled him around for the rest of the holiday. Needless to say, I'm not the first point of call for medical advice, even after all these years.
Ouch.
But it's so tough. If they don't complain...
Yeah, how do you know?
How do you know?
Oh, is it broken? Let me check it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
It's tricky, especially if you have multiple children too. It's not like your whole focus is on that one child. If you're like, okay, they've stopped crying, they're fine, you're less likely to notice. But
here's an opposite one.
Oh, yeah.
My 2-year-old hurt her leg. After 24 hours of limping, we decided to go for x-rays. They said to come back in 2 weeks. It was still bothering her. Another x-ray, still fine. 6 weeks later, we get another, and it's still fine. We finally worked out she was faking it to be carried around. She faked it perfectly for weeks.
And that's the other thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Kids are great. Oh, my gosh.
Cunning little people.
We need parenting manuals. This is not for the faint-hearted. This mum sent in, my son fell over and hurt his wrist. It took us 3 weeks to find out that it was actually fractured. Poor kid got in trouble, not really, but in trouble for not complaining enough.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's like, why didn't you tell us it was hurting? Wanted to play. Had better things to do than...
It's valid.
Whinge? Yeah, I get it.
I can still play with it. Hurts a little bit, but I want to play.
Yeah.
Worry about it later.
I'm a kid. I've got better things to do than go see a doctor. I don't want to see a doctor.
But you're a bad parent. My 7-year-old tells me she doesn't feel well. We just got to the supermarket and I tell her she'll be fine while I just quickly grab a few things. No sooner had we walked 3 meters into Coles and she vomited everywhere.
That's the other tough one. Because kids complain, well, one of our children will complain that they feel unwell, and literally it's just they're hungry or they're tired or all of those things get classed as I feel sick.
Yeah.
And it's so
I
tricky.
don't feel good. Great. Like what?
Yeah.
Hungry, thirsty, tired, headache, vomiting.
Are you about to vomit or do you need a sandwich? It's so tricky. And to be fair, in that instance, like that bum
You got
paid her dues by having to deal with all of that.
Yeah,
so
that's a lose-lose. There's no winning there because you'd either vomit in the car or vomit in the shopping centre.
Yeah.
At least the shopping centre, someone else
What do you
cleans it
do
up.
when a kid vomits in a shopping centre? Like, it's not like you can
problem.
mop it up.
They'll clean it up.
Ooh.
I love clean-up kits.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if you drop a jar and spill it? Like, they've got to clean it up.
Oh, gosh. Poor retail assistants.
Better
They didn't
than-
even sign up to be a parent.
Better than on the
cleaning up
carpet in the car or on the seat in the car.
True.
Now, Beck thought she got away with this, but I have dad jokes to finish it off.
You snuck them in at the end. I was like, let's just jump into it. I've got so much stuff for today.
Suck it.
Righto.
Well, look, do you want to hear a dirty joke?
Sure.
A white horse fell in a mud puddle.
So
What?
dirty.
Do you want to hear a clean joke?
Sure.
The white horse then had a bath.
That is nowhere near the standard of your most recent dirty jokes.
What's hot, pink, and wet?
Okay, maybe we're back. I don't know what's hot, pink, and wet.
A pig in a hot tub.
Okay.
What gets wetter when things get steamy?
I'm not answering that.
No, answer it. I dare you.
No, please.
You dirty steamboats. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, come back next week. See whether Sam can fit his dad jokes in again next week. And we will make sure you're following us on socials, because those questions like what have your kid lied about, things like that, they all go on our socials. We also post funny videos out of the episode, funny videos from our lives, all of the best bits. So make sure you're on socials and you share it with your friends and family. Help us make other parents laugh, other parents who may be having a rough week, maybe having kids that are in the tantrum years or teenagers that are just in the nightmare years. Send them this stuff.
As
so
in
that we
having
can make them
nightmares, or they are the nightmares?
laugh. I meant as they are the nightmares.
Oh, yeah, fair call.
And come back next week and we'll all laugh together. If you're on YouTube, like this video, subscribe. Big love to you all.
Bye.